Hey peeps, Pinkolol16 here on another blooper of Starman3's The Commentator Over. We're up to blooper 40 part 2, and, well, this is technically a movie, but yeah. Anyway, let's continue. This is still probably going to be voice acted.
Hey, did I miss some...
How would you... Didn't Starman say last part that it was covering the entire castle? How would Sinbad be, affected? Like, how would he not have known this?
Whoa. What the heck just happened in here?
I don't know, there's water all over the castle and somehow people can talk in it. I don't see how this is adversely affecting them in any way. If they can talk underwater, then, like, wouldn't their talking already be drowning them?
Is it me or this castle got entirely flooded? But
No, this is real.
still. I think I will need to repair the tank, but I need some assistance.
How do you know the tank was busted? Oh my god! Sinbad, like, the probable logic here is that Sinbad and the rest of them vanished in, like, when when Luigi came out, so everyone else should have been gone if Sinbad is questioning this now. So how would Sinbad know that the tank busted? Unless they weren't psychically linked. And we hinted at that back a couple bloopers ago, but like, this is ridiculous. How would you know the tank is busted? I'm not questioning how he could probably repair it because the plot demands it, but again, how would you know the tank is busted?
To repair the tank.
See, man, it's just a tank thing.
Why are you questioning this now? You're in water, you're somehow not drowning from talking, but you're probably going to drown in a couple of hours due to the just water being around you, and you're questioning these kinds of jokes now.
What is the tank zombie?
Yes, we know our English language has several words that we use to mean several different kinds of meanings. We don't need to be questioning this all the time. Like, there are several words that mean several things in our English language, such as this very long list here. Some words mean more than one thing. You don't need to question the multiple meanings of these words in these videos in situations where it would just be really inappropriate. Oh, by the way, Blooper and all the rest of them are gone right now. I say right now because they probably could appear later, but after part 6 all of these people are dead except Sinbad and Enzo.
Tank.
No! It's a fish tank, you dumbass.
Tell that to SM3 who likes making these scenes seem really inappropriate.
Actually, Blooper stumbled upon the trap on us. They blew up in the tank.
And also, let me question this. How the hell would you know the blooper stoppers broke the tank? Unless, really bad assumption, but, it probably could be, and it probably is, because plot, but this is just ridiculous.
They trapped us in the castle, which is half of 2 hours to survive.
And you're talking underwater! I think it would be less than 2 hours by this point if you're still talking.
Because it's so decent out.
That telepathically linked thing could work very well right now if, they were talking in their minds. That would work! But, you can clearly hear voices, which means they're opening their mouths underwater, and, it wouldn't be assumed to be anything else. And it's not like it's directly stated. They're talking in their minds, so there is no way to think that he is just being completely inconsistent with this. It's a phase, and water's just water. It's not, like, water's just being a hindrance. It's like a timer. It's not it's not actual water.
So, let's get to work. Hey, Jacob, I know how to fix the tank.
it'll just drain by itself. I don't think the tank is endless.
But you need me and Luigi to go with you, Sinbad. So
Didn't Sinbad say he was gonna repair it? What the hell is this for?
Let's go.
The difference between those lines is jarring.
Oh, mamma mia. Mario is gonna
And obviously he thought his Luigi voice was too drunk, so he got one of his friends to do it.
fix the tank. Oh, wait for me, Mario.
Fixing the tank wouldn't have stopped the water. You could have just opened the door.
that's much better. Now we save ourselves our lives.
Watch this. This is gonna be absolutely glorious.
What the hell?
What the hell? Wait a minute. That's not script.
I know that scream.
I know that scream is not script line.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Sinbad.
Sinbad! I had to decipher that because there is no script line to actually hear it properly. Even if it was really grammatically incorrect, it would have been something. There was no script line there!
Oh, poor Sinbad calling for his so-called friend Starman3.
Shut up, don't tell you're trolling me!
So we thought Dumb Time was gone, and apparently he's here and he's apparently gonna go again.
Just like I get trolled at school.
The little kid who gets taught at school. And don't worry, I don't know where he is right now, but I'm pretty sure that he is not in a very good position because back a couple years ago, when I was in YTR, the aggressiveness from his behavior when he would scream, absolutely scream his lungs out in calls, was just absolutely ludicrous. You couldn't... The way I'm describing it is something, it's just so hard to explain. Because it's something you expect from a 5-year-old, but he's older than even me. Which is really saying something.
Sinbad, you can't get trolled in real life. It's called bullying. Get your mind straight for now.
We missed the script line in the middle. Which,
I think I'm gonna shoot you.
For no reason.
Now I shot your leg. You shall die shortly.
Well, he'll just lose a lot of blood.
Oh no. Dumb time. What did you do?
Oh, hi, Starman3. I just shot Sinbad in the leg.
You shot Sinbad in the leg.
You shot Sinbad in the leg, which is still not script lined, by the way. Deciphered. But, this is completely pointless. Unnecessary drama. Sometimes revenge for almost being kicked out of the bloopers, and he's still gonna be kicked out later on.
Why, you little...
Ah! Run away! He's a wolf!
Yeah, he's a wolf. Don't be surprised because I think behind the scenes Starman3 was deeming himself some kind of wolf thing, and this is gonna feed into Roblox Goes Crazy, especially because it's noted by several people, but he supposedly became a furry during that time. And yeah, that's pretty much self-explanatory. But Starman3 was a supposed wolf because this was starting to become the time, I think, before the time, and maybe coming to the time, where Captain 64,000 was gonna come in. Which means that stuff was gonna become more prominent. Because Captain was that way for a very long period of time. As for, Sinbad and Starman being best friends, yeah, that happened. That happened. And Dumbtime, I have no idea what, happened to him. You know, he came back, and then he shot him, and then he went off. Probably had some mind blanks about Starman3.
So Ben, are you alright? You seem got shot in the leg by dumb time.
Yeah.
No, he's obviously not. Even though for some reason he's still crawling. Why are you coughing? He shot you in the leg, not in the throat.
I'm okay. I think I'm about to die soon.
Again, more with the deaths. But even then, he shot you in the leg. Like, people have survived leg injuries. It's not like you shot him in the heart or in the head. For some reason, he decided to go for the leg. Wouldn't that have just rendered you unable to walk had treatment been available?
Don't die on me.
And for some reason, he can stand on it. Yay, masking, because mask zooming is absolutely horrible to do, yeah. And for some reason, Sinbad is dead. Yeah. From being shot in the leg.
Say Ben 116 is dead.
Yep, more people that are just gonna die and then they're gonna magically come back. Sinbad is gonna take longer, and in his case, is gonna change his color code. Yeah, don't ask me how this happened, but like, apparently, this is gonna be ridiculous.
I don't know what to do.
Continue to fight the Blooper stoppers?
Is... Hmm?
Hey Jacob, I ain't dead yet.
See what I mean? His color code changes.
I just evolved somehow.
Evolved somehow, even though the script line said it upgraded.
Yes! He's still alive. Thank God. But what happened to you?
Obviously his color code changed. And his leg healed.
You seem a little bit different.
Oh yeah, maybe use your eyes.
That's a long story.
Yeah, because we can't explain these kinds of things in universe. It's kind of like that Doctor Who special that said, dreams are ridiculous. You can't remember the minuscule details because dreams just teleport every which way. And he asks a couple of questions and then everyone responds with, that's a long story. And then that just proves him right. And and what I'm saying here is that he's so inconsistent that he uses the same logic to not explain why Sinbad suddenly changes color code in a sort of revival. in less than a 3-second revival scene. This is ridiculous. So far we've had Starman3 himself supposedly dying, but he's not dead. And then we have Shadow Luigi supposedly dying. Then we have Enzo. And then we have Sinbad. See what I mean about he was in this phase of people dying and then coming back to life?
Let's just say that I had a miracle. That's all that matters.
Oh yeah, sure. When people are going to be criticizing it years later for not explaining why he suddenly comes back to life.
Alright, I'm here. I just gotta find my role in my friend
Also, nice masking. Not.
Jacob.
Yay, another guy who's gonna appear and then is gonna like have a vanishing fit. see, masking if he went over here, and you saw him a bit over here too. If you go over this bit, you're not gonna, you know, run across the screen. You're just gonna vanish. And that's why people don't do those scenes.
Help me! Somebody help!
Wait a minute, didn't you run towards the castle? Wait, the blooper stoppers are like afraid of the castle for some reason. Go in there.
I'm going to get you.
Wait a minute. I see somebody.
Somebody who obviously ran in the wrong direction.
Whoa!
And Sinbad is also enthusiastic about his acting. Whereas for some reason, SM3 himself isn't.
Sinbad, what the heck is happening to your brother?
What the heck is up with your brother? What's up with your brother? Okay, I guess that one's a little irrelevant, but still, it's again, script lines. He can't decipher it properly.
He got chased by somebody.
You're talking as if this happened in the past tense. This is happening now. So wouldn't you be saying he is being chased by somebody? Or, you know, wouldn't they just be able to use their eyes and say, he's being chased by a blooper stopper?
I think I will defeat Blooper Stopper for once and for all.
Yeah, also, when he says, for once and for all, he always says for once and all. Don't bother asking why this is a thing. I guess to sound less cliche, but... or, you know, his terrible grammar. But... that's gonna be a thing. And Sinbad, you're not gonna be able to do that when there's only one of them.
Sinbad, don't go. It's too dangerous.
And he's that's just terrible filming. That's just terrible filming because Sinbad ran forward and then got into the camera, and you saw that nose. That's what happens when you freeze the camera because the polygons are not being shown. What I'm saying is he literally stopped at the camera and then he continued to go.
Blooper stopper might catch you.
Blooper stoppers might catch you even though that's not in the script line.
Don't worry. I can handle them.
Oh yeah, sure, after being shot in the leg and having to be revived. And you are really enthusiastic about this, aren't you, Sinbad? Not Sinbad, Starman3. Don't go, it's too dangerous. Blooper stoppers might catch you. Sounds like you're drunk while you're saying your script lines.
Oh shit!
Oh yes, he can totally handle them when all he's doing is chasing them. You know, where the heck is Netmancy? Couldn't he just... yeah, that's his name, by the way. Where the heck is Netmancy? Shouldn't he be running up and saving his brother?
You come back here.
He can't even focus on one person.
I told you so.
What?
Wow, what the hell? Screen cut? So apparently Sinbad is still being chased by this guy, and Netmancy is also supposedly being chased, even though there's one person and they can't chase two people at once unless, you know, they're actually running away in the same direction. Also, here's where they finally acknowledge that they should have opened the door.
You open the door when the castle filled with water. So if
And Starman3 apparently teleported inside because we needed the fact that he realized this context only a part later.
blow out the castle.
Hi, Starman3 over there. That's the Mario Movie Maker effect. He liked using that. Also, I just kept mentioning that for like the past couple of minutes. And I'm like probably 10 times younger, what am I saying? I'm probably 10 times younger than what Starman3 was when he made these videos. This is just basic common sense.
I lost 3 men in blink of eyes.
When the hell did you lose 3 men? Unless you mean they disappeared because inconsistency.
In the world, just you watch.
Yeah.
I just wish
Wouldn't the stutter have been counted in a script line?
kill you to make your furry witches
See what I mean? Furry wrench, it's gonna become a thing!
black flesh, you 3 claims. This team is way too powerful.
This team is way too powerful, but it's still not script lined!
Oh yeah,
God, you lazily wrote these script lines.
and you remind me of a child shepherd. Please, I can't.
Yeah. They need to have humor.
So,
That's actually a thing, by the way. They do need to have humor.
you see, Sinbad316 got upgraded.
Wait a minute. Wouldn't if we're talking about the character upgraded, wouldn't they have known him as Sinbad116 before? How the hell did they know that he was suddenly called Sinbad316? I mean, I get that guy would know, but how would the chief know? He's literally been sitting on a button for a part.
Well, he's not dead yet. But the bad news is, she's powerful chaos.
I don't think he's more powerful than an entire army. I mean, I'm pretty sure that one guy... Okay, he supposedly beat the Blooper stopper that was chasing him. But the thing is, how would he power against an entire army? I get the ones, since they keep sending out ones every so often for some awkward reason, even though they're just too timid to enter the castle. But when you're talking one person versus an entire army, unless they have supernatural, super powerful powers, that's not gonna happen to be able to beat them.
What? You foolish.
Weren't you the ones that sent them out in the first place?
Look like we need a new plan.
What was your plan? We don't even know what your plan was! Or what it's even going to be! Biggest goal? Defeat the YouTube Rangers! The flood failed, obviously, and then the chasing thing, which was really pointless, failed. What is your plan?
How about this? We could get the tank from the Blooper stopper. I mean, like for the...
Let's traverse the universe, get a weapon from another universe, and try and beat them with it. I guess that makes sense. How would they know how to go to the other universe anyway, though?
Hey Jacob, I'm afraid I have bad news.
What is this, Lucario? What's the bad news?
I'm afraid Sinbad is dead.
And he's still... He dies twice in one video! Oh my god! Talk about a phase! Talk about a phase! I'm gonna cut, and in editing, I'm gonna tell you what my phases are like, so then you can kind of have an explanation as to what I kind of mean. But, you know, future self talk. Now, I don't want this to go on for too long because it's not necessarily something that will be too important. But when I mean phase, people usually reference a type of boss phase as a section of the fight. When I mean phase, which is PHASE, I'm talking about a particular storyline element that one has an attachment to for a long period of time. For example, in my specific phases, I tend to think of one scene or one part or one type of story. For example, if it's some type of body swapping story, usually a phase for me tends to be repeating the body swapping scene over and over to have the same reactions to it because it just feels relieving somehow. Don't ask me how that is, but it can apply to a wide variety of stories, and the relief can be something totally different each time. When I talk about SM3's kind of phase, I'm talking about the phase where he in his videos seems to like repeating deaths of certain characters quite a bit. And in the case of repeating these deaths, keeps doing it to certain people in such a short period of time because that's how he feels. It's part of the phase. It's repeated several times until the phase is completely over. And that's exactly what I mean by phase. Something is repeated over and over for relief until it is finally deemed unnecessary and moves on. Because I know what those are like. I think of stories all the time where things constantly repeat in my head for long periods of time. And the deaths thing is just another version of that. You can replace death with some other type of storyline element that is repeated in several scenes over and over. But the death thing, when I talk about it being a phase, that's what I mean. Because he had to have gone through some kind of thinking for it to have continued for such a long period of time throughout all these bloopers, from blooper 39 to now, and still within that short period of time, which is usually how long they last anyway. So that's what I mean when I'm talking about a phase, something that gets repeated over and over for relief. So anyway, back to my past self discussing the rest of Blooper 40 Part 2. Okay, that's enough. That's enough time that I gave my future self. So, I'm pretty sure you would have an idea of what a phase means by now. So, this is ridiculous. He dies, he comes back, he dies again, and then he's gonna come back for real later on. This is absolutely ridiculous. And we don't even know how he died until probably a couple script lines from now.
Dead.
Sinbad is dead again.
Yep, blame your mind because you can't be creative. Let's just create constant drama by one guy constantly dying.
But how did he die in a way?
I'm afraid this is all Blooper Stopper's fault.
Yeah, see what I mean? I don't think this... I don't think he's more powerful than the rest of the crew, you know, facing an entire army. And that wasn't a good idea if you actually legitimately thought of that, you idiots.
Wait a minute. Not those evil Clade again.
Again, with the looping of the clip, I see him coming through the door again. You can't film these scenes for long enough. Even if he had cut to a scene where Lucario was just standing in a couple of meters on the front, I would have been probably pleased. I would probably just have said script, recording cut, but at least it wouldn't have been so lazy to the point where he had to come in the door again. That's just ridiculous. And he's using the text to cover that up because we don't want to be lazy. No. We can still see it. It's still part of the recording. And also, how would you know, like, why would you be surprised by this point? Haven't you been fighting them for, like, 6 bloopers?
Blooper Stopper. They killed my Quebecer friends.
They killed my Quebecer friends, even though that's not the script line. You were really lazy this video.
That's it. It's time for war.
It's already been time for war. Why the hell are you still declaring this now? Hi random, that's probably gonna vanish in a couple of videos.
Hey Jacob, what the hell's...
Ha! It's Michael. Michael was Starman3's friend. He still exists to this day. He's his IRL friend. Probably. Michael is his IRL friend. I think I saw him on webcam once. He is really passionate about YTR and some of these things. I think I remember talking to him a while back. He got a CC, but he's not going to be utilized in videos much at all. If you were in YTR, you would probably hear him on Skype calls more often whenever he would come over, whenever that would ever be. And that would be quite rare. But Michael is a person. He's his IRL friend in real life. And he got a color code for a couple of videos. It's not going to be very important. He's going to appear for like 2 videos. And this scene is very pointless because of it.
What's going on here? Oh, don't tell me. Is Blooper Stopper up to something now?
I mean... for something so bad, that is probably the only effort that is probably the most effort I've heard from anybody throughout the entirety of this video series thus far. Okay? You can't deny the kind of acting quality that was there, even if, you know, he's just reading off a script line.
Yeah, Michael. Blooper Stopper is attacking our land.
Yeah, it's been attacking your land for the past 6 bloopers. He wouldn't have known that because he just appeared now, but
We can start a war against them. We can do this without Sinbad.
yeah, we can just avenge the people. Even though, you know, if we should have been doing that the whole time instead of mourning over people.
So, Michael, would you like to join
Hi, Skype!
YouTube Rangers?
Hi, Skype!
You betcha!
Wait a minute. Did you just call me bitch?
No!
No. What I said was, you betcha.
This is gonna be a common thing where something he says is mistaken for something else because Starman3 is deaf. Quite literally, he actually is. But this just gets turned into ridiculousness. I get this time since it's the first time, but when it gets done later, it's ridiculous.
Movie on?
And I'm gonna join YouTube Rangers.
Didn't he just ask you? I'm actually surprised he has the sanity to continue to record these lines, this guy.
And fight against Blooper Stopper.
I'm surprised you can still read this grammar with some sort of enthusiasm.
Okay, you're in. Let's categorize.
Oh yeah, also, this is gonna happen the reverse.
Let's go.
Okay, I'm part of the YouTube Rangers now, so we gotta catch up and to defeat Blooper Stopper.
This grammar. This grammar, I tell you! You can't even write it properly! I mean... You can kind of just sigh at like, and just wonder, how can he put up with this? Like, every Friday or something, because Starman3 supposedly goes bowling every Friday.
Wait a second. Did you just say catch up?
Mario, you're not deaf. In SM3's case, it would make sense to you not.
No. What I said was, we gotta catch up.
Oh, catch up. Alright.
It's not like... Hi, Skype! It's not like he has a particularly confusing voice. Even though he sounds like he's far away, he's probably the most clearest out of anybody I've seen. Like I said, good acting, good microphone, even if he's far away. He sounds like he's genuinely interested in this, even though it's, you know, something weird and awful. Thus far, nobody else has produced the same kind of quality.
Oh.
Not even SM3 himself!
Hi, Bruno, new pop.
Oh, I wouldn't have just thought it's his clone.
Wait a minute. What that noise?
Probably microphones. And Michael is gone, and Mario is gone for a bit. I thought you meant the door in front of you. Is that supposed to be knocking?
Be careful, Buddha. What this could be.
Nice grammar. It's a random newcomer, probs. Oh no, it's not. It's the tank. And the tank is a person! By the way, this tank color code still existed in his CCs the last I looked at it.
Ah, tank!
How the hell would he know it's a tank? You know, it's just a person wearing lots of grey. Very lots of grey. I can't even grammar myself. Run into Pascal's room.
Good thing. I think I lost tank. Jacob, what are you doing in my
Nice not full color codes, by the way.
room? Ah! Pascal. Oh, no, that's not what you think.
What did he think?
just got injured anyway because I'm trying to protect myself on tank.
We need more of this because apparently the audience didn't laugh the first 5 times it was done.
You do, Jacob. No matter how much you feel.
I think he's pretty aware that if he opens the door, he'll die, even though he won't really.
Do not go to the door because tank will kill you. I believe you, Pascal. Wait, you believe me the first time?
Duh! Why did he run into the room for the first place? Is Pascal deaf too? I don't think so. Wait a minute, what? Did he bust through the door or something? What? And who? Does he mean his friends, all of the YouTube Rangers?
Don't worry, fans. Stay tuned for this part 3 for Super Mario 64 Blooper 40. Woohoo!
And of course I'll see you then, but next video will be Roblox Goes Crazy 17. So see y'all, have a good day, peace.